Walking that bit on my toilet. Walking that bit with the O's. They bit it, they back, and they look, they chose.
Hello everybody, and welcome to another MX Bikes video. And today, guys, we gotta make a decision. Okay, what bike do we want to ride going forward in the 250 class? Because we're gonna be racing 250 East coming up on Friday, and I have not spent a lot of time on these 250s since that big update the OEMs had. So it's gonna be interesting to feel these things out, feel them at this track here at the new A2 layout. If you guys didn't watch my video yesterday about how I qualified for my first main, go watch that after this one. It's a really good video. And anyway, hit that like button. We're gonna tuck the front initially here. We're starting on the Husqvarna. Now, I don't know how to feel about the Husky, man. I loved it in outdoors last year. I grinded it. Bike definitely used to be a bit of a lighter bike. It feels fairly heavy now in the back end. It's kind of a weird feeling, but I don't really want to get too in depth on trying to kind of explain these bikes to you guys. I want to just go off feel today. I want to go off feel. Power is going to be really important because I know there's some big lines on here that, you know, some of these 250s I just don't think are capable of hitting. So obviously a lot of people on the KTM. I've made a couple videos on the KTM. To this point, that's kind of my best 250 bike. I've been the best on that one, and I tend to just want to stick to bikes that I've been pretty good at. But since everyone's riding it, I want to give these other 250s a try as well, and we'll get back on the KTM in this video as well. But I do want to, you know, test the Husky, test the Cowie, test the Yamaha. I know a lot of people have been talking about the Yamaha, which is surprising to me because that's a bike that I used to like early last year when the Beta 18 OEMs first dropped. I love the Yamaha and Supercross. But since then, I feel like with the other updates, I haven't really gelled with it as much. So I don't know. We're just going to see what happens, go purely off of feel. This is just my opinion as well, so don't come to this video thinking, oh, you know, that's not the best bike. You're wrong. It's on me, bro. It's my opinion. I don't play the game like everyone else. I'm more of a reserved, consistent type of rider. I'm not going to come out and throw down the best lap. It's just not going to happen. So we're just going to be having fun, trying to be consistent, and trying to put down some good laps. So focusing on the Husqvarna to start. Let's try to do 3 consistent laps and just see what our lap times are. So we'll start it right now. Track's a little bit eroded from previous. I turned the erode off now, so it shouldn't get any worse. But I kind of want to simulate race conditions a little bit. I'm not trying to just get on a nice smooth track. Feels pretty good so far. I love how it feels in the whoops. I feel like this bike in the whoops is better than the KTM, which is good for me because the whoops is a spot that I feel like I've been really good at gaining time in the 450 class and just in public races and stuff like that. So especially in the 250 class, that's a spot you want to gain time in. We're just going to triple this. We'll go for the quad one of these laps. We'll keep it consistent here. Oh, that's not consistent. Oh, that was a weird front tuck there. I couldn't tell if I dragged the forks or the handlebars. Damn, that was a good lap too. That was a 101. Might have even been a sub 101. Not gonna put that on the bike. That was on me because I went wide on that triple. Send it this lap. I mean, so far we're not riding bad on it. That was kind of interesting. We recover though. These whoops nice. Yeah, it's really good in the whoops. Really good in the whoops. Oh, got them weird there. Missed the rut because I suck. I'm also using the Pro Precision base setup on all these bikes. So if you guys want to go to their Discord, you'll see all the setups that I'm using. Don't really want to show them in the video. I think you guys should just go to their Discord because I'm not trying to steal their thunder, you know what I'm saying? But I found those setups to be pretty good ones to start with if you're trying to make your own setup or just trying to get the feel for a bike. I think it's better than stock. Okay. Not riding the best here. See if we can run a good lap here though. Oh god. Got through that somehow pretty cleanly. Gonna miss that rut. I think a good time on a 250 is like a mid to low 101 is good. Anything below that is, you know, you're a pro guy. I think even bottom call for NA was a 104 to get into the LCQ for this race, so I think if you're running down there in the 101s, pretty good lap time. I don't even think this will be in the 101s though. Little 102.8, not great to be honest with you, so don't think it's a bad bike by any means. It's definitely not what I'm saying. I do think I'm not really gelling with it that much. I think I would love this bike in outdoors, but there's something going on with the weight or some just doesn't really, I'm not really feeling it. So we're gonna go to the KTM, try that out so I can give a direct comparison, and then we'll move to a couple other 250s. So let's get right into it, boys. All right, boys, KTM time. The GOAT of 250s, according to basically every person that's ever played this game in the last 2-3 freaking weeks. I don't know how long. Yeah, this bike's been the meta since the recent update. And, yeah, I don't know. I think KTM in both 450 and 250 have been good. So, that is kind of interesting. Maybe the OEM team needs to focus on other bikes a little bit more, because I feel like the KTMs have been both pretty juicy. But we'll see. I don't know. Maybe we don't like it as much as the Husky. You know, I think it's definitely a track-by-track basis thing. This is a West Coast track. And the East Coast rounds are not going to be like these, so more, you know, 180s and stuff like that. So it's going to be a bit different. But man, this thing, a lot of people have said it, man. It's the power in this thing. It's good. It's got power. It's a light bike. It's easy to maneuver. It's easy to scrub. I mean, those are like 3 things that I feel like the Husky just kind of lacked a little bit in. So, let's see how we feel here. I might have to turn my Ghost off because it's really hard for me to see. They're just right in front of me every lap. Ah, got caught in the rut there. Feels pretty good so far. Definitely a bit wonky feeling coming from the Husky. Husky is just, the distribution of weight is so different. Like, it feels like the weight's evenly distributed, but in the Husky, it feels like a lot of the weight's in the back. This is way different. Oh, I want to just get on the next lap. I don't even want to do that corner. Just double this. Double this. Gonna step on. All that step off is not meant to happen ever. Gap is massive. Okay. We'll do 3 consistent laps, same as we did on the Husky, or at least attempted to do on the Husky. Didn't really complete it, but we will see what we can do here. So far, we got a 102.1 on the board, which isn't bad. Whoa, that was weird. Bounced around a little bit. Yeah, with it being lighter, it's definitely, can definitely get away from you a little bit. I feel like the Husky, it tended to stay straight a lot more than this one's kind of getting little squirrels. Definitely got to tame it a bit more. That means it's got some juice in it. That's why you got to tame it. But yeah, it felt really good around that corner. Quad. I mean, we cased it, but that was a terrible transition for me going into that quad, so it's not like we had a great run up. I'd like to get that quad clean at some point in this video on some bike. I think it'll be this one. We'll see though. Lap's looking pretty good. Keep it consistent. Like when you make videos like this, it's easy to kind of just overdo stuff, over push it. Not what you want to do in this game. You want to just keep it smooth, and that's how I usually ride anyway. Pretty good there. Triple, triple. No. Wow. This might be a skill issue, ladies and gentlemen. What if we have to scrub into that landing? I feel like just jumping it straight's not doing it for us, but there's a little 101.9. Which will be better than our fastest time on the Husky. I think we can beat it though. That was a good corner there. Oh, that was not good. We'll lose a ton of time though in that corner. Oh, whoops, not good. It's one of the downfalls, man. Especially going to east, I feel like we're gonna have some treacherous whoop sections. Okay, I think that might be the end of this lap. We'll do this section here, just to cap the KTM off. Oh, that was weird. Another thing is E-Road. With the rigidity of this bike, if Stoney wants to do those acceleration bumps and stuff like that in corners, I mean, some rounds this bike could be unrideable. Just because the suspension is so rigid. Even the Husky as well, I feel like. I was in a server earlier that had some pretty good E-Road in that one corner, and I mean, I literally couldn't even ride the corner. I was just dying every time. I was like, what's going on? So, I don't know. Maybe it was an E-Road glitch or something, but I was like, this might just be suspension related. So, anyway, KTM is better. Okay, I'm just going to say it. It's better than the Husky, in my opinion. But we're going to test a couple other bikes. This is not over yet. Okay, stay tuned. All right, boys. We're going to complete the Austrian trio here on the old Gas. This is a bike I have literally not ridden in, I mean, I'm going to be honest, I don't even remember last time I rode a Gas 250. It was probably in a shootout video a long time ago, so we'll see how this goes. Should feel fairly similar to both the KTM and Husky. So those bikes are good. I don't know why this one wouldn't be, but we'll see. Really interested to feel how it is in the whoops. Feels pretty freaking good, boys. Oh, it's feeling bouncy. That's about the only downside there, but it feels smooth, feels quick. Gearing is very interesting on this bike. Oh, we're gonna come up short there. Much shorter gearing, I feel like. Bike wants to straighten out though, I'm noticing, which I think for the most part is a good thing. Kind of like the Husky in that way. KTM feels more free than the Husky in this bike. Whoa. Like the front there. See what we can do here. Just start pushing it, why not? Whoops. It's not, like, much better than the Husky. I think it's definitely better. Wow, this bike actually feels good. Wait a second. I didn't expect... Ooh. Maybe not, boys. Did not turn as much as I wanted to there. Might have been a skill issue thing, but definitely felt a little bit odd. I'll start our 3 consistent laps right here. Let's send it. Ugh, weird. That's hard, man. It's a blind entry to that rut. Sometimes you don't really know what you're doing. Definitely didn't there. I'll triple this. Oh, I think it's bouncy, man. It's got really springy suspension. Feels very good in the whoops. Ooh, got a little... Ooh, my goodness. We're getting all types of messed up on this thing. Get me off the bike, dude. Get me off this gas. Alright, that felt good there. Quad? Nope. I feel like I'm the same on all 3 bikes. I just can't do it, dude. I mean, I can, but I like barely casing it sometimes. Like I haven't truly cleared it yet. Okay, front end's definitely tucking more than the other bikes. Other than that, though, I mean, it doesn't feel bad. It's very consistent in the whoops. We'd love to see that. Come on, baby. Oh man, I'm struggling in the corners though. I don't know if that's a geometry issue I need to change or what. Definitely need to get more into the setups on this. I don't really like the base setup on here. Feels like it needs a little, something a little extra. Suspension feels kind of as well. It feels more outdoorsy suspension than Supercross to me. That was actually a really good start to this lap. See where this takes us here. In fourth gear like a genius. Mostly sticking in third gear on these bikes, usually where I like to hang. It corrected itself well on the whoops. I slowed it down there, and that was actually pretty good. See, this bike is not bad, like... It's crazy no one else uses other bikes other than the KTM. And I know I just said the KTM feels good, but like, I mean, even there, it's 102.4. It's not a terrible lap time. For me, it just feels like I need to put more time on the bike. It just feels like an odd situation because I just haven't ridden it at all. You know, I've ridden the Husky a decent amount today, I've ridden the KTM a ton, so... I mean, I'm hanging with this previous time. Pretty good. Even pulling it here in the whoops. Let's keep making these weird mistakes. Anyway, gas is not bad. Like, I could choose this bike in the future. I just need to put more time on it, but test a couple more bikes, see where we stand. But this bike is not bad, so don't think I'm saying that. All right, boys, Kawasaki time. Heard some people say this bike is pretty good, so we will give it a try here and see what we're thinking. Bike used to be the meta back in Beta 16, Beta 17 when I first got this game, and I remember I just rode this thing all the freaking time. It was so much fun. And then, yeah, and Beta 18 came out, and I wasn't really riding this thing anymore, so... I know it's pretty good in the whoops from what I've heard. Feels pretty good in those. Power delivery, that's what we want to focus on here. How is it giving it to us? Does it have the acceleration? Does it have the power? Ah, gonna case that, man. I mean, I've cased it on every bike so far, so I think it's just a skill issue apparently. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. But so far, again, this bike, whoa. Had a couple weird issues in that rut on some of these bikes. Gas and this bike. Bike feels really good in the corners. Actually feels like it's giving pretty good power. I'm not struggling really. The whoops is where I've heard it's actually really good. Yeah, I mean it feels really good in that second whoop section. I feel like I'm gelling with this bike right now, dude. Do I want me to be in second gear? It's always weird with the gearing on bikes, because every bike's different. Just gonna sit in second gear and see how it feels. I feel like this bike has pretty long gearing. Might be the move, actually. Wait a second. Holy. Might have just been bogging it down too much. Get over that. Ah, that was a good lap we had right there. Wow. All because we were in second gear instead of third. Interesting, dude. Maybe I've been doing that wrong on all these bikes. I honestly have no idea. I think the gearing is a bit longer here, though. Something definitely didn't feel right when I first got on it. I'm surprised how much power this second gear has on this bike, though. Whoa, I scrubbed way too hard, bro. I'm getting a little too meaty. Let's go one more time. Do one more lap here. Sit in second gear for most of it, since apparently that's kind of the move. See how we do here. Actually feels pretty freaking good, man. Hold on. Messed up there a little bit, but we're okay. Oh, he's that a little bit. Seems to soak the cases up pretty good, though. Oh my god. I don't know how he cleared that. 1016. I mean, listen, man. I like this bike. Okay? I think it's pretty good. But I also just kind of realized that maybe I need to be in second gear a bit more. I feel like on all these 250s, I've tried to be in third a lot. And I might just not be getting the power. I might just be bogging it down and just not using the meat of the power on these bikes. So I don't know, maybe that just changed the entire way I play the game. So let's move on to let's go to the Yamaha. I think that's how we'll end it. All right, final bike we're gonna be testing is the Yamaha 250. Everything's been pretty similar so far this video, I'm not gonna lie, which I was kind of expecting, to be honest. I really haven't given any of these bikes a super in-depth look other than the KTM, so I don't really know. And honestly, I didn't ride that good on the KTM on this track for whatever reason. But I definitely think more 250s are viable than people kind of say there are. You know, KTM is good, yeah, but I think these other bikes are just fine. Yeah, I don't know. Second gear actually feels pretty good on this thing. Pretty spunky. It's a bit of an OJ onto that. Oh god. Alright, 3 consistent laps. Let's go. Like every time I've tried to do this, I haven't had a single freaking 2-lap span where I was consistent. It's always just like 1 good lap out of the 3. I'd like to actually be consistent on these 3 here. Not getting the whoops, so it's like this biggest downfall so far. I mean, we'll take it. We take those? I don't know. Third gear feels good in the rhythms too. It's like they're like the same. Might have just been a Cowie thing, to be honest. I don't know. It was a little 1028 with a front flip. That's gonna make our lap not count. Unfortunate. Let's see if we can hang with our Ghost here, which I think is running close to a 101 flat time, because I do put it a little bit ahead of what it usually is. I mean, bike feels pretty good. I do think it lacks a bit in the whoops, which is kind of a big downfall in the 250 class, for me at least. One of those spots on the track I feel like you can gain a lot of time throughout a race if you have a good setup. Bike complies. Going for the quad. And we cased it. I mean, it wasn't a great transition to it either, but I feel like even if I got a good one, I wouldn't have made it, to be honest. I feel like I just don't have it. I got the beans, bro. Got a lot more testing to do, that is for sure, and I don't think this video is going to help me narrow down anything, dude. These bikes all feel so close. I'll probably just have to find something, work on the setup for a while, stick with it, and then that's kind of it. See how things go. I don't really want to just keep switching bikes every day. Oh, turn. I mean, I feel like I could run a good lap on this bike. It's not even like a bad bike. It is very different than, you know, definitely different than the Austrian bikes and the Cowie. So it's, this whole video, I feel like I was just getting on something I'd never like ridden before. It felt like, obviously did not end well, but I mean, still ran some pretty decent laps on every bike. Showed them off. Definitely learned a lot. You know, I like the Austrian bikes. They feel good. I like the KTM. I like the Husky. The gas was not bad, but I think that was kind of the weak link, to be honest, to this whole video. This Yami, I'm kind of liking this Yami. I do think, though, the fast lap we ran was on the Cowie, and that bike felt pretty dang good. Okay, I don't know. There's probably gonna be some rhythms that I can't hit on it for whatever reason, but I do think once I figure a setup out, I think we might be good on that bike. That might be the move. So, not decided yet. Obviously, I thought I was gonna decide in this video, but I think for now we're gonna stick with the KTM. But I think Cowie and Husky are gonna be right there, and maybe this Yami too. Is actually a really good lap run right here. I'm getting some glimpses, some flashbacks to this Yamaha. I rode this bike for so long. Love how it corners. A little 102 flat, so yeah, not bad. Good video, boys. I think rankings. I'll rank the 5, okay? So we got 1, I'm gonna go KTM. 2, Cowie. 3, Husky. 4, Yami. 5, Gas. But I'm gonna be honest, you could ride any of those 5 and make a pro race. But you gotta put the time in. You gotta find the setup. But I don't think the gap between the KTM and other bikes is as big as people say. I really don't. I mean, I think if any of those top dudes put the time into any of these other bikes, I think they'd be just fine. But the KTM in its stock form, its base form, is really good. And so I think that could put people off of other bikes because they're like, well, why would I even try when the stock setup on this bike is just terrible? I had to make a lot of setup changes in these base setups for the Yamaha and the Kawasaki. Those two, there was a lot of changes made, especially to gearing. So yeah, join Pro Precision Discord, join these setup Discords, get base setups. You know, they're not going to be amazing, but they're going to be something to start with, and I think that can help you. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.